Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I'm your host, Stacey, and we are joined by our returning guest, Robert Ricketts, the owner of ITCOMO. How are you, Robert?
Doing well. Good to be back. Thank you.
Good to have you back. Good to have you back. All right, Robert, what are we in for today?
So let's talk about subscription services and cloud accounts that are required for just everyday gadgets and things that never needed it before.
Everything.
Right.
Never needed an iCloud account for small things before, but now you need them for everything.
Yes, right. Yep.
Everything new you buy, it feels like.
Just about.
Comes with, an app, or it needs to be connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we're all used to subscription services like Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney and Hulu, and there's probably about 37 others of them out there by now. But we're also seeing subscription accounts. Some of them you pay for, others they may be free as part of the purchase of whatever gadget it is, but still requires that cloud account tie-in to get full functionality.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that really more and more these days, and it kind of drives your experience with that device.
Yes.
When the company decides that, okay, we want you to buy a new device, then they just can kind of remove functionality to this otherwise functional device.
I wonder about that all the time. Like I do. I hate to feel like a conspiracy theorist, but I do wonder sometimes, is this because I'm connected to the cloud or whatever from their end? I'm like, are they pushing a button and making this stop working?
They are, because part of the functionality that makes that thing work for you, like home automation systems. In the old days, you had the switches and the buttons on the wall that would do what they needed to do.
Yeah.
And that was it. It would last the life of the house.
Yeah.
But nowadays, these things are subscription tied. A lot of the functionality comes from that cloud component. So when the vendor that makes these devices are kind of ready for you to upgrade, then they can start removing functionality, decide they don't want to support version 1.0 of their remote thermostat or air conditioner or whatever else.
Or your phone.
Yeah, of the phone.
Yeah, it's always been with the phone where I'm like, now why is this all of a sudden not working? It's time for the, number 15 or 16 is now dropped. And so
I was mentioning before we started, I have a client I saw recently that had a new oven installed. Her old oven just had quit working. This new oven had an advertised feature for a delayed start, but she couldn't figure out how to make it work. And so she called me and asked me to come look. And it's like, well, I don't really fix appliances, but yeah, let's have a look. Well, as it turns out, that was right up my alley. Her oven needed a Wi-Fi password.
Oh, come on.
I mean, if you can imagine such a thing. And an app on her phone in order to control this advanced feature of the oven, this delayed start.
Okay. So ovens.
Ovens. And not just ovens, but toothbrushes, coffee makers, washing machines, the dishwashers.
Oh, goodness. So no longer are we just pushing a button and walking away. But I noticed almost every item or anything that you buy. I recently got one of those gimbals for my phone, like to hold the phone up.
Oh, like a Steadicam.
Yeah, like to keep it steady. But it requires an app. Like,
really?
You download an app, and then I guess you can control it from the app. And I always just want to skip that part.
Well, I would skip them if you can. If a key functionality of the thing that you're buying can be done without the online account, you should do that, even if it's free. Because the problem with some of these online accounts and enabling these devices to talk to the internet is it can introduce other security vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
These companies that make these Internet of Things devices are not too concerned about how secure they are. They just want them to be easy to use.
Right.
And most importantly, give you that important tie-in to their cloud services.
Yeah, so they're not super concerned about your privacy. Nope. No, not at all. And so when you think about it, I guess then that becomes an area where you could be exposed to anything.
That's right. Yeah, so because of not only kind of monitoring how you use the appliance, which maybe you care about that or maybe you don't, but also the vulnerabilities of having that connection to the internet.
Because why does a toothbrush need Wi-Fi
That's a great
access?
question. Presumably to track how long you're brushing and are you pushing too hard on your teeth? I mean, I don't know, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's like we've evolved to the point where we have so much information, you know, it's like, yeah, I brushed my teeth for about 2 minutes
Right.
you know, I guess this is now telling me, no, it was only 1 minute and 53 seconds.
And was it 30 seconds per quadrant?
Yeah. That will. And I imagine there are probably people who are into that. Some people want to know all that information.
Well, the digital natives might like that. So-called digital natives, kids that were born with an iPhone or a smartphone.
Oh, is that what they're called?
Really don't know a life back in the day when things were more manual and didn't require any of this internet tie-in.
I guess my younger kids would be that. They'd be digital native.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they know.
That's right.
Like, sometimes, have you ever tried to talk to a young person about, like, how you used to make phone calls?
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, have you ever seen, like, a phone, like, the dial phone?
Right.
Like, you know, you even got to go back further than the push button to the dial, where if you messed up the number, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then you got to start all over.
Hang up and start again.
Hang up, start over. And then when you had to hit that 0, it goes all the way around.
Right.
They don't know anything about that.
Yep.
Digital natives.
Digital natives.
I'm going to call my kids that when I get home. Do you know you're a digital native? They're going to be like, I'm going to say, Robert taught me that today.
Yeah, so I guess the takeaway there is just use the device for the capabilities it has. If you have a choice to buy a gadget that does not need to talk to the internet, which is, you know, they're still out there.
Yeah.
That's the thing to choose.
Okay.
We don't need internet connectivity for every last thing in our lives.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. And as I look forward and think about, you know, possibly remodeling a kitchen, then I'm going to make sure when I look for my oven, it does not have to be connected to the internet.
There's no Wi-Fi symbol on it.
Oh my good. I can't, like, I'm serious. I can't even imagine that.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess if I don't know, if you put a frozen piece of meat in the oven and you're out, I guess you can hit the delay start and trust.
Well, it's nice for starting the AC in the car when you're in the store.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. He probably want it there, right? Yeah, Rob said use it there. Just
right.
Don't use it everywhere else. I appreciate it. Well, Robert, thank you so much. You are always a wealth of knowledge. I learn so much every time you come here, and it makes me think about it in my real life day to day. I appreciate it.
All right.
See you next time.